Thank you. There's always next steps following our convenings, and I'm going to invite Peggy Jensen up one more time to go over what we have planned for next steps.
Well, thank you all very much for joining us again this morning. I think although we know this was a challenge, I think we made good progress given all the wonderful panel we had and the great learnings we had with Susan and William. So in terms of next steps, what we hope that you will take away from today and what we hope you will do after today is share what you've learned about communications throughout the convenings that you've been able to attend with your colleagues and peers. We've certainly learned a lot. We're going to be sharing it. We hope you do too. We also hope that you can carry forward this concept of prioritizing clear, early, and ongoing engagement with your community. That's been a huge learning for us through our work with the cities. You have to work very hard to bring a diverse group of people to the table. You have to host a meeting where they feel welcome and can listen and learn, and then that's only the first part. You have to continue that communication on an ongoing way. We also suggest, and in fact this is something we're doing in the county, we constantly are updating our Home for All materials as we learn more about communication, consider updating your communication materials based upon what you've heard from frameworks and the kinds of information we've shared today around introductory, intermediate, and advanced information. And then finally, create multiple opportunities for two-way communication with your communities. With working with the cities in our community engagement projects, I can say I've certainly new ways to get out to the community, going out to the libraries, pop-ups, going out to community groups that draw in a group of folks who might not be regular participants. All those are great ways to proceed and expand the engagement in your community. So that's what we hope you all will be able to do. I can assure you we're going to be doing it as we go forward. But before I leave the podium, I would just like you all to take out a piece of paper before you do your evaluations from your folder, and it's called Thank You at the top. And I hadn't seen this before, although I happen to know that all these people have been engaged in this, but it just shows you the extent of work and the number of people that have been involved in all the convenings that Home for All has hosted this year. And before I close, Sarah, are you standing in the back? I'd just like to give an incredible round of applause to Sarah. Because none of this would be possible without her. She preps all of our speakers, she organizes all the food, she truly is our convening production manager. So Sarah, thank you for everything that you do.
Okay, I'm going to invite our supervisor leaders back up to the front, Supervisor Slocum and Horsley. Just Horsley, okay. Well, we've got that straight. And please pull out your evaluations and be working on those while Supervisor Horsley is.
Okay, thanks, Pat. Normally, I walk my dog in the morning. I used to have a baseball cap and this exercise suit and all that, and I was going to wear that today. And I'm really glad that I didn't. I'd be really embarrassed. I got my favorite tie that I actually wore, and I picked this out myself. My wife did not pick this one out. So, I just want to talk about, when we first started this project 3.5 years ago or so, we learned a few things. One was STP, same 20 people. Those are the ones who come to all the city council meetings. And we also recognized how difficult it was for small cities to be able to deal with that because they only hear those negative messages. And, I think one of the things, and the other thing we decided that there are basically 3 things that we need to do. We needed to develop political will. I think we've got that. And it's not just by this room, but by every single city in this county is making terrific strides in building housing. And when you look at that number of 23,000 plus housing units have been built and permitted over the last few years, that really is a direct attribution to all the work that all the cities has done, as well as the county. The other thing we needed was money. That's still kind of hard to come by, but you heard that. We have put about 110 million, at least the county has, and I know cities have done the same thing. We passed a thing called Measure W. It was a direct outcome of this Home for All. And the last thing is land, and I think we have figured out, there are sites that we're finding cities are looking at the very creative ways of looking at parking lots. So I am just really proud of all the things that we've done. Now, but that doesn't mean you can stop. For example, the other day, I got an invitation to speak at for Gilead Sciences, and they said we're building a new facility here in, I think it's Foster City, because I'm going to go see it and all that stuff. Mostly because I wanted to go because when I get to talk to the president, I'm going to say, hey, how about thinking about the housing for your employees? Because the announcement says we're not only opening this facility, we're bringing 800 employees to your county. Great! Where are they going to live? And I want to shout out to Susan Clark, she is that upbeat all the time, and I've seen her. So, and I do, this is kind of like in a way, it's kind of like a TV series. You have a break, a summer break, and so we are going to have a summer break. And I also want to really thank Sarah. She's actually our producer, our director. She makes us the stars of the show. And in any case, I'm going to really, Sarah is great. She used to work for me. I love Sarah. And we have to go out to lunch. We have to talk about our kids because my kid is now getting married, and she's going to be a grandmother. I am a grandfather already. And in any case, I love Sarah, and she does a fabulous job. And with that, I'm going to give the microphone back to Pat.
And it's my honor to say thank you to all of you again for being with us and being part of the process in San Mateo County. And I'm going to send you forth on a beautiful day outside. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for coming.